Never neglect the following 5 symptoms in your career. If you see them, immediately take action. What are those 5 symptoms? Number one, if you find that you are feeling tired, you're not having energy for your work, this is not a good symptom. Second, you get irritated by every small things. That means you have to really work on something. There is some missing link. That's the reason you're getting irritated. Third, you are not finding any productivity. There is no productivity at all. Fourth, you do not have the courage to set any bigger goals. And the fifth, you are extremely busy, but you are having zero fulfillment. If these symptoms are existing, they are proving to you there are a lot of things which are missing in your life right now. And there's a very good quotation by Einstein. He says, the level at which a problem is created cannot be solved at the same level. Now what it means, if you are stuck in this problem right now, it is most unlikely that you can fix it yourself. Let me introduce to you one of my clients who was facing similar situation. He was having around 15 years of experience, and when he met me, he was having this following symptom. He was not excited to put any bigger goals, he was getting irritated, he was not having energy. So these are the symptoms he was finding out. So then what do? I started working with him. The first thing I identified, before I fix any problem, I have to make sure that I have understood the problem in a correct manner. So I took him through some assessments, through some tools. First 1 month we went to identify the real problem. The problem which I found was following. Number one, he was not growing anymore from last 4-5 years. I mean, his life was become more or less like in a comfort zone because he was in a good organization and the work was good. But after one level, he knew that even if he perform at 20% of his energy, he can get his outcome. So he was not having energy. That means he stopped growing for some time now. Second thing I was finding was, his past failures were hunting him. So because of that, he was not having excitement to take any courageous goal, any bold goal, because before a few years, he worked really hard in certain projects and he did not got the recognition which he deserved, and he started thinking in his politics and he lost the mission around it. Third thing which I found, which was missing link, was his life was imbalanced. There was a lot of things which are missing. What I mean by imbalance, he had 2 kids and his wife was working in the IT company. So they were living such a hectic life. So money was never a problem for them because both of them were earning income and kids were. So he was feeling an incompleteness in his life. He was feeling that he is not fulfilling the role of a father, he is not fulfilling the role of a husband. So those things internally were burning him, which he was not aware. So once I started fixing these issues, what I found, first thing first, I have to teach him how to handle his time properly, how to prioritize things, how to set goals, how to handle certain things which he is not able to do. So we started working one at a time. So what I started working, first thing first, I sat with him for a couple of sessions to identify what are the most important priorities in his life. And when I do my coaching, the coaching success for me is not just money or not just career. For me, if you are not having an entire balance parameter of 8 parameters, including health, family, relationships, marriage, kids, if you do not balance all these things and just focus on your career and money, eventually you will burn out and you will not be satisfied. This is most of professionals face this problem. So once I started doing it, I found those things are missing. So we started working on it. I made a new schedule for him, and with that schedule, almost 2-3 times we had to do tweaking, because the first level of schedule which we made, it was not practically applicable for him. Then we tweaked. In 2 months, his schedule started working in the way he wanted. So he was able to dedicate time to almost all the important areas now. Not all together at a time for sure, but he started prioritizing important things. So slowly in 2 to 3 months, these certain incomplete areas started getting fulfillment. And because of that, the energy spike came in his life. All right. Then we started working on, okay, now what all things can we do in his career side so that he start growing. So I started this why analysis. I started doing his vision analysis, understanding what his passion area is. This again took us 2 months to identify which will be area of passion for him and what can he do. After doing all the research, what I found with him, he's somebody who want to empower people, who want to train people, who want to develop people. That was his passion because he was doing this in childhood, in school, in college, he was doing it. And all of a sudden, in his new role, he was so busy in his job, he never got time. So I said, okay, let's do one thing. Don't worry about the increment, don't worry about all this thing right now. Let us find out what can you do, what can you train people, what can you develop people. So he was working at a manager level. So I said, in your team, why don't you start empowering certain people, invest time with them. And if that is not satisfying you, then start working on some other project other than your job. So try getting some hobby of teaching somebody, and we started finding what can he enjoy. So for the first few months he tried with his colleagues. It was not giving fulfillment. Then I found somewhere he started doing some voluntary work which started fulfilling him more than anything else. So that started giving passion towards this. So now he's more excited about work. He's same work which was taking him almost like 5-6 hours a day, it started completing in less than 3 to 4 hours because he was fulfillment was there. Like this he started managing, and fast forward, because it's a long story, fast forward in 9 months, what he found was following outcome. His fulfillment in his job increased, his happiness at home increased, and he was now having a lot of time for other activities also, where he was so busy right now, and from there he started getting time along with his work. That is the most important thing. And recently, just last week, he called me up and he said, Vijay, you know what? They're planning for my promotion. That is outcome. Now my question to you is this: if any of the symptom which I told to you right now, if it is matching with you, let me tell you, do not waste your time. Life is too short. First 20 years goes in education, 20-25 years, then you have 25 years of career time, and in the 25 years of career time, if you are not having that energy, that zeal to go and fight and bring something new, that means you are going to waste your time, and it is too limited a time. Don't waste it. Let's make the best use of it. If you are struggling somewhere, do not hesitate. Drop me a message. My experience can help you grow in your career. It was great talking to you. I am looking forward to have a virtual coffee with you. Thank you so much.